TNA agent Terry Taylor, who, along with the former CEO Frank Dickerson, was cautiously opposed to Sting being brought into the company, says he had mixed feelings about the decision. As a big star at one time, I think casual fans will remember Sting and that will help us, Taylor told WeeklyWrestling.com. But I'm not sure how that helps us when we're trying to promote guys like AJ, Samoa Joe, Daniels, and Alex Shelley. I'm just wondering how that blend will be. Alternatively, Taylor said Sting has name value, which will help the company bring in new fans who are flipping stations on TV. There's also basic commitment from Sting. He's committed to work a full schedule for a full year, Taylor said. I think that's a good indication that he wants to be here. He insisted on working a full schedule. Taylor is sure Sting understands the commitment he needs to make, but he's not sure if Sting or management understand exactly what the relationship entails. There are times when you shouldn't go back, Taylor said. He has no idea what he's getting into.
Dickerson.
That was like 10 minutes ago, but...
I know, I had to hit my high spot.
Oh, sorry. There would have been another mention of Dickerson in like 2 sentences, but...
Dickerson,
Taylor said the office, mainly himself, was iffy on bringing Sting back to the company. Once Dickerson left the company, the office leaned more toward bringing in Sting with the encouragement from Spike TV. Spike also, I'm not sure when it comes out, but I'm pretty sure Spike did pay a portion of Sting's deal as well. So
yeah, if you can get them to do that, why not?
Yeah. He says, I know Spike likes TNA, however, if we don't get the people to understand who our characters are, we can't just... he's just the same old bullshit talking points, and then goes to talking about how Trio K are great. But it is interesting that, like, they're not wrong to think about this kind of stuff. To think about, like, there is a clear and obvious value in bringing in Sting. Sting is a big star. Sting is somebody people remember fondly.
Parallels to current AEW are being explored here.
And a guy who, like... still has the sense that there's a little more to offer and he didn't go out on his terms. So, like, there's a clear and obvious value there.
And then he punches Jungle Boy.
Whoa. But then to, like, the flip side of that is to think about, well, how does Sting help TNA other than just Sting being there? Like, what does that do for Joe? What does that do for America's Most Wanted? What does that do for Monty Brown? That's the ultimate question, that, like, we can't just make this the company of Sting. And there is, like, a worry when you look at, like, this month in particular, like, Shannon Moore shouldn't be there, you know?
Yeah.
That, like, Shannon Moore is the guy that, like, you bring in Christian, fair enough. You bring in Sting, fair enough. Shannon Moore is the guy, it's just like, you didn't need Shannon Moore. There's nothing you have in Shannon Moore that you didn't have in Sanjay Dutt.
Yeah. We've started it.
Yeah, you start. I'm like, not that they didn't have it before, because there was a period in like 05 where it's like you don't need Billy Gunn, you really don't. But
like now it's like even Billy Gunn, like you can kind of see, like if you squint your eyes really hard. But like you look at, you're just like Shannon Moore is like such a like blatant like Val Venus, you know?
Yeah. The funnier part, Shannon Moore completely fucks them over in like a month. So it's like, not only did you not need him, he also then fucked you over. But
let's bring him back in 4 years.
Yeah. But yeah, you do begin to see it's just like, it's the company of AJ is slipping. Not that it was always the company of AJ, but they are a little too much being like, well, who can we bring in? What's the next like short-term pop? As opposed to like, we have the pieces here. Let's just start putting them together.
The company of Hangman is slipping.
And some might say TNA need to restore the feeling.
Yes. We're not quite there yet.
Which I saw they tried to trademark recently, which I kind of hate, but...
The feeling must be trademarked and copyrighted.
Yeah, it was the same when they did it with Forbidden Door. It's just like, that was one Tanahashi came
You didn't even start it.
That was Tana's phrase. Nobody else.
The TNA president said that.
Yeah.
TNA president. The New Japan president said that.
But it's one of those things. There's just like, it's just co-opting fan culture, and I never really liked that.
Yeah. But I suppose like when you're trying to, like, when you're a new brand and you have something that has caught on at least a little bit, you're like, let's name something after it because it's better than something that has no background towards it, I guess.
World's End.
Which everyone loves and is associated so positively with, so...
I'm still mad there's no apostrophe in World's End.
Well, the world...
Because regardless of whether you're talking about a physical place at the end of the world or the actual end of the world, there should be an apostrophe there. The only way there shouldn't be an apostrophe there if you're talking about the end of all worlds.
Maybe that's what they're referring to.
So the world's end is like the literal end of everything.
Maybe that's what they're referring to.
Maybe they had to say that is what they're referring to. There should still probably be an apostrophe there.
I hope January is world's beginning.
Some follow-up notes from Turning Point. AJ Styles suffered a severely torn lip during his match against Samoa Joe at Turning Point.
I didn't even notice it.
The injury added dramatic bleeding to the match, but Styles paid the price when he had to have stitches to sew up the injury. Styles worked TV where he did the tag match against AMW with Daniels, and he did have to pull out of a Ring of Honor date just to be sure. Also, James Storm suffered a neck stinger following an errant death sentence by the Dudleys. Storm temporarily lost feeling in parts of his body, but was able to walk out of the ring under his own power, which must be absolutely terrifying, by the way.
Wrestling's dangerous, guys.
Yeah, to have that moment after you take a move and be like, oh no, I can't move, or I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And for it to pass and you'd be like, oh, thank God I'm fine. But like that moment must be absolutely fucking terrifying. Storm was able to recover in time to do the TV taping as well to work the Styles and Daniels match.
Get back out there.
TNA's Turning Point pay-per-view looks to have done 35,000 buys based on early estimates. As figured here, it was up about 80% from the disappointing number pulled by Genesis, and will end up about the same level as Bound for Glory. They still aren't showing growth from the first months on FSN, but they are showing growth from the summer. And Turning Point was a better card than Genesis, so I think that makes some sense.
Yeah, people prefer to watch good shows.
I know, it's a shocker.
I'm shocked by it.
One of those, let's see how long this one lasts.